Good morning to you. Our colleague David Sputt and I getting this breaking news from multiple law enforcement sources just minutes ago, confirming that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles just after midnight this morning at a hotel. This obviously all in connection with that storming of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota by that group of anti-ICE agitators.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for choosing to hang out with your host, the Conservative Bird, and me, Double G. And you're on the Brick Road Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. We really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with us. Also, if you could, before we get into everything, please make sure to hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe, and smash the notification. It's the quick, easy, and free way to help this channel grow as big as possible. We have breaking news, though. Donna Lemonade has officially been arrested for his shenanigans with the so-called protest in the churches in Minnesota a couple weeks ago. And it's about damn time, dude. It is about time.
Well, especially because they did arrest those other three people. It's like, why should Don Lemon not be arrested too? He was part of it. He was part of it.
Right. So, and the crazy thing is the mental...
It's fair. It's only fair.
The mental gymnastics that these people are trying to play is absolutely insane, right? That number one, he wasn't there documenting a protest. He invaded a church with these agitators. That is not protesting. That is illegal. You can't go in any business and do that. You lose your First Amendment right as soon as you go on private property. That's what these people are failing to realize. And look at these people. This is the list of the usual suspects. These insane, deranged, liberal lunatics. Look at them.
Oh, dude, they definitely look like the poster children for the short bus. There's no question. The guy on the right, you notice he's got one eye looking one way and the other eye's looking that way.
Yeah, it's insane.
And he definitely has crazy in those eyes. Now, the black girl on the left over there, she actually looks like she might have her shit together and her brain's intact because she looks worried in that picture. She looks
like the common everyday leftist liberal. She looks like it. She
also looks worried. You can see the look of concern. She didn't think she was getting arrested. The one in the middle definitely did not think she was getting arrested. I don't even think she realizes she's been arrested. I mean, holy shit. Is that a dude or a woman?
I'm pretty sure that's a female, and your guess is as good as mine. Though.
That's a female? I mean, okay. That's what they want to call it. But, all right. I don't know, man. She looks really, really special, I guess.
Yep. So let's check. So let's check it out. They talked about it finally today, and it came out of nowhere for me. I didn't think it was going to happen. I honestly thought Don Lemonade was just going to go about his business and keep going as usual. So, but I guess not.
Well, I'm glad they're making an example out of him, Bird, because now you're going to start seeing honesty in journalism again, and you're also going to start seeing ethics in journalism again, because now they have to worry about going to jail when they violate somebody's First Amendment rights by using their own First Amendment rights. You got to see the fucking irony there.
Yeah.
Already been arrested, including who the feds say was the organizer of that protest. The woman in the middle there is a school board member in St. Paul, and then the mugshot on the right is an online personality / agitator, if you want to call him that. He's known as the Woke Farmer. Those were the three people that the feds had already arrested, but we have confirmed that Don Lemon has now been arrested in Los Angeles in connection with that viral incident. We all saw the video of it that spread and drew widespread condemnation. The feds have been going after these people on FACE Act violations. So this is still breaking news. Yeah. Once we get more details about the potential charges here, a court appearance, we'll, of course, update our viewers, guys.
Really appreciate it. Of course, if it was a grand jury that did indict him, that's pretty unimpeachable. Bill Milesian, thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm Steve Ducey.
Insane. And like I said,
that's it, man.
It's about time. Don Lemon. It's about time that they took action for what he did. And if none of you guys actually seen what he did, I mean, we got it right here. Let's check it out.
An operation
doesn't
that
he-
is secret.
Oh yeah, he's interviewing that lady, right?
Yep.
Is that what's going on right now? Yeah,
This
let's watch
is
that.
an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere. They don't expect us to come there. And then we disrupt business as usual.
Sad.
So right
Except they didn't disrupt business as usual. They disrupted a
No.
church where people were worshiping God. Like,
They violated their First Amendment rights and the FACE Act.
right, and that's what
Sorry.
they don't realize.
Sorry
Like
about their
this isn't showing up somewhere and disrupting. And if that's the case, these are the same people that would be crying about January 6th and how it was an insurrection. Yet they're willing to do this to a church.
Bird, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like myself, are you sick and fucking tired of this entitled mentality of the left?
Yeah.
Where they think they're allowed to do whatever they want to do just simply because of the way they vote. They're allowed to act and behave any way they want simply because of the way they vote or
Yeah.
the way they believe.
They're
Like they're
hypocrites.
higher, more righteous, self-righteous, I'll say that for sure. But honestly, I mean,
It's
did they think this
hypocritical.
was going to last forever? They did.
No.
They thought it was going to last forever. I bet.
They're
I bet that's
hypocrites.
what they thought.
They're hypocrites. They're legit hypocrites.
Now,
They're
it's kind
legitimate
of
hypocrites and criminals too.
Yeah.
And criminals too.
we're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them.
Okay, Don.
Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what the First Amendment is about.
You
not really, Don
you know what's
Boy.
crazy? You know what's crazy about that Double D? You could tell in his
You know,
voice.
he
that-
said that.
Hold on,
He
Double
said
D.
that on purpose.
You could tell in his voice that he knew that he wasn't telling the truth. You could tell by how he said
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
He was like very, very condescending, very, very like, I don't think I'm right about that. You could tell that he knows that he's not telling the truth. That's what's wrong with
Dude,
these
he's
people.
a trained journalist. He
Well-
knew better than going into church. He knows what the FACE
Well-
Act is. He probably reported on it 15 years ago.
That's what these people do, though. They do things knowing that they're not supposed to do it, and then act like that they didn't know they were allowed to do that. Oh, I
And
didn't
that's
know I
the
could do
beauty
that.
of the law.
I didn't know that I didn't know that the First Amendment right meant that I didn't mean that I could just go into a church where people are worshiping and harass them. No, I didn't know that that's what that meant. And who cares if this pastor was an ICE agent? What does that matter?
That's right.
What
he was
does
in his
that
place
matter?
of worship, and he violated his First Amendment right to worship. And I just want to point out that this basically, you are absolutely right. Don knew exactly he was lying. He was setting that up to manipulate the audience because he was trying to relieve the guilt in the public opinion from himself. But you know what, Don? As you've reported in the past, that doesn't matter because when the indictments come down, the court of public opinion don't mean dick, does it?
The freedom to protest.
There's varying array of views in this church on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
This shows you just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here,
And how
and then
stupid
you look
he
at
is.
the people there who are praying, and you know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do.
I don't necessarily agree with
Well, then how about you don't invade their place of worship while they're worshiping and leave them alone
Yeah.
and talk and have a normal conversation with them outside of church? Why don't you do that?
Set up, or he could have called the pastor and he could have set up an appointment with the pastor and be like, hey, we would like to interview your churchgoers maybe during, and if the pastor agreed to that, then he's not breaking any laws and he's not violating any First Amendment rights. That's not what you did, Donnie. It's not what you did. You fucking
everything that's
invaded
going on in the
us.
Twin Cities right
What a piece of shit, dude. He
now.
was a dirty
But I don't
bag.
think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. And I think it's good to protest,
I'm
but I
glad
think it's
he's going
better to
to
do it
jail.
in a peaceful way.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I just imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. They think you lost. And
Well, then why did you go there to make it traumatic and uncomfortable for them? Like you act like you have a common understanding or our compassion for these people when you literally were part of it. Like, the mental gymnastic that these liberals play is absolutely, utterly insane.
That sounds like it, dude. It definitely sounds like it. Dude, the amount of crazy that is going on, I don't understand that, dude. Really? I mean, are people really this dumb?
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
I mean, because I know Don Lemon knew he was breaking the law, but I mean, if he's really that stupid, well, first of all, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's
This
stupid.
didn't accomplish anything, and you went into their house, the house of the Lord.
The reality is the house of the Lord is a place where love lives. It's not a place where you can have a pastor masquerading as the director for the field office of ICE in St. Paul.
Well, actually, it is a place where the pastor can also be a field officer for ICE. So, young lady, you're probably going to get 6 months to a year, and that's all. I think you deserve more, though.
Yeah, and so we're going to end it with this right here, right? The crazy mental gymnastics of the losers of TMZ and the way they word things. And that's, that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, Double D. People could have more of a common understanding of things that are going on if things were worded the right way. But these people want to word things to play with your emotional heartstrings instead of just being open and honest about it. And that's what's wrong with a majority of these liberal media outlets, a majority of these liberals in Hollywood. All these people have no recollection or no understanding of everyday life and what's really going on in these streets.
This guy looks like he's clueless to begin with. If he'd work out his brain as much as he works out those biceps and his arms, he probably wouldn't be making this statement. But go ahead and let that clip roll. Let's hear the
So the Trump administration
firsthand.
wonders why people are saying that they are trying to form a dictatorship. Well,
the only people
look
I hear
at
saying
the
that is the
landscape.
media.
Arresting Don Lemon, who covered a protest in Minneapolis, is just insane, ridiculous, dictator-like. This is the playbook that
wrong.
This is the playbook of the communist Marxist moron.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Very terrible take yet again by TMZ. A very, very yes, a very terrible take by TMZ. You are wrong. This is not dictator like. What they are doing is more authoritarian and dictator like by invading churches and harassing these people.
Absolutely, and being Marxist assholes who are telling the world how they want them to think. We live in a society of a constitutional republic, which means the individual is allowed to flourish. Yep. He's also allowed to be a dipshit and a moron.
Right.
This guy and Don Lemon are both choosing to be dipshits and morons.
Another terrible take by
got that right.
Another terrible take by TMZ yet again. We don't even have to watch the whole video. I
want to watch a little bit of it? Let's see. I just to look at his face looks like he's going to shit himself. Let's got to see what's coming out of that.
Dictators use to destroy democracies and take the will of the people away.
Okay.
It is as simple as that.
You're right.
The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason.
That's right.
Yeah, but he wasn't exercising his First Amendment.
He's going to identify the First Amendment for us. There you go.
It is considered the preferred amendment when you have to start balancing what's more important. The framers of the Constitution knew that a free press was essential to a democracy. Without a free press, you don't have a democracy. And it's real clear that Donald Trump and company doesn't want a free press.
No.
You don't have the freedom. Go on, Bert. I'm sorry.
No. That's where this guy is getting it all wrong, okay? Number one, like we said, they went into a place of worship. They went on private property. You did not have no permission to be there. None at all.
Nope.
You weren't there to worship. You were there to harass people that were there to worship.
Yep.
So this is where the wording, the whole mental manipulation, the mental gymnastics that they play. This is where it comes into play right here. Is what this guy is exactly doing.
And what's the craziest part about it, Bert, is they're actually using the First Amendment to justify violating somebody else's First Amendment rights.
Right.
This is the craziest shit
It's crazy.
I've ever heard.
It is
If
nuts.
this guy would work out his brain as much as those arms, he would have never said that dumb shit.
Yep.
What's this fucking idiot's name anyway? What's this fucking idiot's name?
I don't know. He works for TMZ. I don't know. I don't remember what his name is.
I don't know this fucking idiot's name. If anybody in the audience out there knows this fucking idiot's name, can you put it in the comments for us? Because I'd sure like to know. I'm not going to waste my time Googling him. He's not worth it.
Yeah.
He's not worth a 5-second Google. The fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think on that note, we covered it. You know what I mean? Don Lemon's in trouble, rightfully so. I don't care what anybody says. That was not journalism. That was interrupting a church. That was interrupting a church service, and that is the complete opposite of journalism and protesting. That was not a protest. That was an interruption. That was agitating.
And he's partially responsible with 3 other members and all of those people who were there, but the organizers in particular, they violated the FACE Act and violated the First Amendment rights of those parishioners to freedom to exercise their freedom of religion.
Yep.
If we're going to start coming after Christians, maybe Christians should start arming up while they're at church. Maybe that's what we're going to start doing, is putting security. If we have to worry about Antifa agents and I'm going to call them agents because that's what they are. They are paid agents of George Soros. Come into my church like that. Come into my church. Dare you.
Yep.
Because we do have conceal and carry here in this state.
Yep, exactly. So I think on that note, we're going to end it. We really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. Without God, none of this is possible. I want to thank my friends and family and thank Double D.
Thank you, Bird, for making the show happen. As always, our audience, you are the number one reason why we're still here. Well, number 2 reason, because number 1 is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because he's the reason I am here. So with all that, I'd like to thank you, Bird, thank you, audience, and most importantly, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And with all that, good night, y'all.
All right, everybody, have a good one. Peace.